Alrighty guys, this is going to be chapter 4, lesson 5, and I'm just going to keep going with this using the distributive property to solve equations. And this time we're going to have a couple x's though on both sides of the equal sign. So that's a little bit different. So let's talk about that. So here we go. I have, let's see, I have a pen. I have x here, but I also have x here. Both sides of the equal sign. So here's my equal sign. I have x to the right, and I have x to the left. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. These two x's, this one and this one. Okay? There's no distributive property for me to do in this problem, but I can tell you one thing I need. I need to combine like terms. In order for me to combine my like terms, I first have to gather them. Put them both on the same side of the equal sign. Okay? Now since I already have a constant term here, this one, my -4, my -4, I'm going to switch this 2x to the other side over here. And when I do that, it basically becomes the opposite of what it is. And the reason that happens is because I don't want this 2x here anymore, so I'm going to subtract it from this side. So what I'm going to do is then, I'm going to subtract that 2x. I don't want it here. Well, if I do that here, then I have to do it here as well. Okay? By doing it here, it becomes 0. So now I have -4 equals x minus 2x. Now I can combine my like terms. Now this job here can be done. So remember, you have a coefficient here of 1. So basically what you're doing is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is -1, or negative x. And this is -4. So to solve for x is being multiplied by -1. What do I have to do? Do the opposite of multiplication. Divide by -1, because that's what x is being multiplied by, -1. So we have to divide by -1 here too. For those of you who aren't sure where I got the -1 from, let's look at that. All we did was do this. 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2. If I have 1, but I'm subtracting 2, aren't I going to get a negative? If I only have $1, and Cynthia tells me I owe her $2, I can't give Cynthia $2. I don't have $2. I only have $1. So I'll give her my $1, and then I'm going to owe her another 1. So that's where this -1 came from. Okay? So -1 is being multiplied by x. The inverse of multiplication is division, so I divide by -1. So I divide by -1 on this side. -4 divided by -1 is just 4. -1 divided by -1 is 1. So we have the x by itself. So x equals 4. Okay? Let's try another one like that. If you want, you can pause it here and do it by yourself. Pause it and do it by yourself. Marcos, you heard me. Pause it and do it by yourself. Don't just copy me. Okay? All right, make sure you're listening to me. All right, so here, again, I want my y's all together on one side. So I'm going to move my 4y over to the other side over here. The way I move it is I subtract it from here. That becomes 0. And I subtract it from here. So now I have my 10 by itself here, because 0 plus 10 is just 10. I don't need my 0. And I have my 6y minus my 4y. So 6y minus 4y is 2y. 6 minus 4 is 2. I need to get rid of my 2 that's with my y. This says 2 times y. In order to get rid of multiplication, we divide. If you divide on one side, you have to divide the other. In order to get rid of the 2, I divide by 2. Then that means I have to divide by 2 here as well. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that's y by itself. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So, in this case, y is 5. Okay? Now this time, no, really pause it. Seriously, pause it. Did you pause it? I don't think you did. Little liars. Bunch of little liars. Distributive property first. So I have x plus 14 over here. I can see that I need to use distributive property here. I have parentheses that tell me I have to distribute what's out of the parentheses to what's in the parentheses. Using multiplication, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 6 is 12. Now I need my x's together, and I need my constant terms together. So when I look and see what's alike, I'm going to highlight it in different colors for you. So I have x highlighted in yellow, and then in purple I have my constant terms. I need them all to be on the same side. So I want all of my purples here. I want all of my yellows here. Okay? So let's put them all on the same side. 2x is yellow, it's already here, so I'm going to leave it there. 14 is purple, 14 is already here, so I'm going to leave it here. Now let's switch my other stuff around. So my x, I do not want my x here, I want my x over here. So I subtract it from here. If I subtract it from here, I also have to subtract it here. So I'm going to subtract it there. Now my 12, I don't want my 12 here, so I'm going to subtract it. Minus 12 here, then I have to also minus 12 on the other side, minus 12. Now I have all of my like terms on both sides, so I can combine like terms. 14 minus 12 is 2. 2, remember we have an invisible 1 here. 2 minus 1 is 1. Sorry, this time, Cynthia, I have your money. This time I have $2. Cynthia tells me I owe her 1, so there's only 1 left now that I have. 1x, or just x. Because 1 times x is the same as x. So 2 equals x. All right. Another one. So let me highlight them again because I think that kind of helps. So I have my x's here. This time I'll use blue, see if it comes out better. You can see it better. Oh yeah, you can, that's better. And I have my constant terms here. I want my x's on one side, and it doesn't matter what side I put them on. But I'm going to move this negative 3x because then it'll be plus 3x. And adding is easier for me. So I'm going to put mine over there. And then my blue ones, my constant terms, I'm going to put here, and they'll be equal. Here we go. My 5 is already here, so I'm going to keep my 5 here. My x is already here, so I'm going to keep my x here. Now, my negative 3x. I don't want it here anymore. I want to get rid of it. So the opposite of negative is positive, so I'm going to add 3x here, then it goes away. Well, then I have to do the same thing on the other side. I have to add 3x. Now my plus 3, I want to get rid of it here, so I'm going to subtract 3. It goes away. And then over here, subtract 3 on the left side. Now I can put all of my like terms together. So 5 minus 3 is 2. And x plus 3x. Don't forget you have a visible 1 here, so 1 plus 3 is 4x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to get rid of my 4 there. Divide by 4, divide by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1x, or just x. And 2 divided by 4 is 2/4. 2 over 4. But I want to reduce it. I can reduce this by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 1/2. Find the value of x so that the figure is a square. Ah, square. What do I know about a square? I know all the sides are equal. Equal sides. That means this side is equal to this side, is equal to this side, is equal to this side. That means this side is equal to this side. This side, 4x plus 12, is equal to this side, 8 times x minus 1. All right. I can see I have distributive property, so I'm going to do that first. This side stays the same. I'm not going to change a darn thing. I'm going to distribute the 8 to the x, distribute the 8 to the minus 1. 8 times x is 8x, minus 8 times 1 is 8. Now, I'm going to gather all of my like terms on the same side. So I have x here, I have 12 here, 12, and 8 here. So I want my blues, I'm going to put my blues here. And my yellows, I'm going to put over here. And they're going to be equal. I already have 12 here, so place the 12. I already have 8x here, place the 8x. Now, my 4x, I want to move it with my 8x. I subtract it from this side, that gets rid of it. Then I also have to subtract it from this side. So I subtract it from this side, and there it is. The 12 I already have. My minus 8. Minus, opposite of minus is plus, so I'm going to add it to this side. That gets rid of it. Then I have to do the same thing to the other side over here. So I have to add it here, plus 8. Now I can combine like terms. 12 plus 8 is 20. 8 minus 4 is 4. X. I need to get rid of my 4 that's being multiplied by x, so I divide by 4. Divide here by 4. 4 divided by 4 is x. 20 divided by 4 is 5. All right. I think 5 problems is good. I was going to do 10, but that took 12 minutes, and I'm sure you're pausing in between problems. So go back and look at those again. I'm going to give you a quick little quiz tomorrow of just 2 problems, and we'll see how you do. Marcos, I hope you did what you were supposed to. Cynthia, how about you? Come on, people, let's get it together.